Hello everybody and welcome to Letterboxbookclub. Book Club. My name is Claire.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And today we are discussing Wretched, another Emily McIntire book. I almost forgot that it was written by Emily McIntire, but that's okay.
I say McIntire, I don't say McIntire.
McIntire, whatever. Like, I'm just covering my bases, alright? Before we go to the blurb, of course, I am pretty sure there are discretionary warnings in this book. So let me just get to that. I completely forgot about it. As we all know, Emily McIntire is a responsible author and contains a list of triggers available on her website or via a Kindle link if you're using Kindle. Fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Wretched content warning. Graphic sexual scenes, graphic violence, mild torture, murder, and drug use. Awesome. When you're ready, Kenzie, blurb it up.
All hot.
You love all this stuff. It's what gets you going.
Yes. Alright, I will read the blurb. The blurb is as follows. A woman can be great and terrible too. Evelina Westerly has always been the bad guy. As the brains, brawn, and botanist behind her family's drug empire, she's her father's ruthless secret weapon. With her days divided between perfecting her... Oh my god, okay, I'm starting again.
It's okay.
Okay, did we mention also this is our second recording of this?
Yeah, no, I fucked up. I'm sorry. The first one was
so
such
we're
a
both
good...
struggling.
It was such a good episode too. It was such a good chat, good vibes, and it's my audio is nowhere to be found.
Oh, good. It's been lost to the cloud.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. A woman can be great and terrible too. Evelina Westerly has always been the bad guy. As the brains, brawn, and botanist behind her family's drug empire, she is her father's ruthless secret weapon. With her days divided between perfecting her greenhouse, seeking revenge for her sister's murder, and putting a gun to the head of anyone in her way, Evelina doesn't have time for anything else, especially not for love. After a one-night stand with a gorgeous man at a nightclub, she's sated her urges and is back to her criminal ways. That is until that man shows up as a new Westerly lackey under a totally different name. But Nicholas Woodworth's real secret is much more dangerous than an alias. He's an undercover DEA agent, and he's hell-bent on destroying the drug trade that devastated his family. When he realizes the youngest daughter of the Westerly Empire is the same woman he's been fantasizing about since that night at the club, attraction wars violently with disgust. Evelina embodies everything he's against, and he has been sent here to be her downfall. Yet the more they learn about the darkness in each other's hearts, the more alike they seem. And when hatred turns to something more, Nicholas will have to decide whether he can love a wretched woman, even if it means bringing both of their lives to ruin.
Lovely. Well done, Kenzie. Yeah, let it out. Breathe it out. But before you take a breath, thoughts, feelings, emotions.
I didn't like this book. I think I said in the last one as well, in the last recording, is that this again felt like a book that was like porn with plot.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very smut heavy and like it wasn't great smart, and I just wanted to kind of skip through some of it because I was like, I kind of just want the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's some things that's like, okay, just go on Wattpad or like go on AO3 and get this out. Like, how is this a book?
Yeah, somehow it managed to go through all the loopholes and just be published. Yeah, that's fair.
And I had lots of columns. I have a whole list that we will discuss as per. Yeah, it just didn't hit for me the same way that the other ones have. So, and I'm also worried about their funky, fresh covers that they're going to end up in the YA section of bookstores.
They get new covers?
No, because of their covers.
Oh, right. Oh, yes. I remember we were at a bookshop and I think you saw Kingdom of Flesh and Fire in the YA section or something. And
in the YA,
and it's like, hell no, that's not YA. It's not a YA book.
Yeah. No, it was a Silver Flames.
Oh, Silver Flames, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in YA.
That's pretty much, porn, no plot.
Yeah, and I saw like a school-aged person, because they were in school uniform, purchasing the book.
Yeah. Fun times.
And I was like, oh no.
And I've been meaning to say, like, the book covers look so cool though. Like, I just love the aesthetic and the vibes.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to say it since Hooked, and I just keep forgetting.
But
here it is now.
They're awesome covers, but I'm just, I'm worried.
It's giving off, weird vibes, I guess. It's not... So I guess ultimately what you're saying, like, this didn't translate well from the Wizard of Oz aesthetic in general.
No, and yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait for you do your thoughts for emotions, and then we can
Okay.
chatty wet wet. Then we can literally gwitty on the boat.
Love that for us. Can't wait. Okay, so my thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Was Evelina and Nick's story believable? No. Did I have a relatively fun time reading it? Yeah. So, like, it goes alright.
Why not?
It goes alright. I did enjoy...
In the wise words of me, it's a shit book, but it goes alright, I guess.
Yep. Absolutely. I did like the style of, or the genre of it being undercover cop, espionage, drug bust, FBI agent vibes, you know, I liked that. But yeah, I just felt like, we might talk about this a bit more later in depth, but like, yeah, the way he kind of turned around into loving Evie so relatively easily, despite the impact of this world had on his family personally, yeah, which made it ultimately not believable for me, their love. I loved the fact that this is, I guess, the first book in the series where it's a female main villain, which was good. Although it sucks that it didn't hit and execute as well, because it's giving me this concept called the glass cliff vibes. I figured out what it was called since last time.
Oh.
This is more towards business. So like the glass cliff is like a phenomenon whereby women and members of other minority groups, I'm reading this definition, minority groups such as those based on race or disability are overrepresented in leadership positions that are risky and precarious, or would ultimately lead to like sort of failure or like high risk situations. Because like as we were talking about it last week or last time, like Elon Musk was dropping down as CEO or whatever of Twitter, and because Twitter's going to trash, he's named an unnamed woman in charge, and like she's ultimately going to get blamed. So this is the kind of vibes where this is a female-led villain and it didn't hit, and like why, you know, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate women, so
it's the internalized misogyny in all of us, I guess. No, but it's giving that vibe. But I guess ultimately the Wizard of Oz story, turning it into an undercover drug bust type of book, probably did not translate well in the end, which is probably why it didn't execute as hard. But ultimately, did I have a relatively good time? Sure. Do I have qualms? A few. Were there some really precarious moments that we'll probably get into? Yes. So still enjoy Emily McIntire books so far. So it's all good. You want to just kick off into all your qualms, Kenzie? One by one? Or do you want to like kick off?
I want to talk about the translation of The Wizard of Oz to this book, because in the other ones, like Scarred, Twisted, did we do another one?
Hooked, Scarred.
That's right. The characters are very well translated and you can know who they are, etc. But in this one, I felt like, okay, you know that Evelina is Elphaba. Mm-hmm. And then I'm assuming Nick is meant to be Fiyero. Sure. But apart from that, and Dorothy is Dorothy and Nessa is Nessa. But apart from that, I'm like, who is everyone? And then obviously they name Oz as well. But apart from that,
it's really hard pickings, yeah.
Like, it's hard picking. And then so I just think that, yeah, like, I don't think in this case you can say it's a retelling. I think you can just say, like, inspired by or whatever, such as, you know, Akatar being inspired by Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I know in the descriptions and everything, Emily stated that, like, it's not, like, a proper retelling, but she writes it in such a way where you would be able to recognize elements of characters from their predecessors into this. So, like, and that's also, like, a fun thing to do, like, point them out. But it's, I think I also said last week, it was a little bit enjoyable because I'm not that familiar with Wizard of Oz. Like, I was able to see it with kind of fresh eyes and not have to pick people apart, although I did enjoy the whole, picking people apart and figuring out who's who. But
yeah, see, that was my issue, because in the other ones it was so clearly laid out who they all are. Okay, everybody, so we're going to talk a little bit about the plotty plot.
Yep, moving forward.
So the prologue,
yeah. Kicks off in a prologue. We love that. And it is a funeral scene because Evelina, sorry, I was trying to pronounce her name properly. I'm never going to say it right. Evelina.
I'll just say Evie, I don't know.
Evie, I'm just going to call it Evie. So Evie and her family are at a funeral for her older sister Nessa, who died in a tragic boating incident. And she's just in a monologuing about how...
Suspicious tragic accident.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, in a monologuing about the whole family dynamic and how her father was away in jail and, like, Nessa had to look after them, take over business, blah, blah, blah. And then the final line is, like, because
They
Dorothy
call it
killed
the
her.
pit or the pen or...
Oh, the pen. Yeah, the penitentiary. Very old school
Yeah, the penitentiary. Yeah, very old school. Yeah, and then, she says, because Dorothy killed her. And Dorothy is her sister in this, so... Bum, bum, bum.
But obviously her character translates well.
Then we have chapter Unero Numero, which is not Nessa, what's her name? Evie.
Jesus.
Going to a club. I'm going well.
Yeah, she's on a little mission.
Going to a club, and she's trying to get information because her family produces a drug called flying monkey. Haha. And someone's been cutting it. There's like cheap product out on the market, like copycat product. So she's like gone up to the bartender and she's like, I want to fly. Like she's looking for information, she's flown, how it be. And someone at the bar is like, haha, you're trying too hard. And she's like, I'm not even trying, like blah, blah, blah. And so then they start flirting. And then he's like, I'm Nicholas. And then he's like, tell me your name. But she won't.
We love that. Stand your ground, queen.
And she's also blonde. She's blonde.
In disguise.
She's in disguise. Yeah. And then she walks off.
Yeah, she says something about like a bathroom. It was like a little innuendo. Like if he goes, they're gonna fuck. If not, then don't worry about it. That type of situation. A bit of a lure.
Yeah,
I guess.
They go. Yeah, she goes up to the bathroom and he follows her, and so of course they fuck in the toilet.
In the bathroom. Okay. Qualm one. I know what you're gonna say.
My first qualm.
I agree. Yes.
Gross.
Yes.
Gross. Like, okay, first of all, the dirty club bathroom. We've all been there. It's gross. It's yuck. Second,
seedy.
Anyone can walk in at any time.
Yeah, it wasn't established if it was like just a cubicle or just in the openness of
exactly.
the
I was like,
entire
at least
bathroom.
establish that they've gone into a cubicle.
Imagine old mate just sitting in the cubicle minding her own business, taking a dump or something, and like she has to put up with that and she can't like get out of the situation.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Imagine you're trying to shit.
You're fighting for your life. And then you hear these two people going at it. Ugh.
Yeah, and then he makes her orgasm with 3 pumps. You know how it is.
The book special.
Yeah, and then they leave and he's obviously in love with her.
Yes, he is infatuated. Pussy power. But yeah, so that really sets the precedent in terms of like the level of smut for this book. In a dirty, seedy club bathroom. Yeah, and it gets worse from there. That's probably one of the best places they've had sex, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, moving on. So yeah, that sets the precedent. All right, then we enter a 7-year... No, that was the 7 year later. Never mind. So basically, Nick is getting offered a job to be undercover, trying to orchestrate this huge drug bust on Evie and her family, trying to bring the drug lord empire down because he has a sister who was a drug addict, and he learns later on that she used to sell as well. So like she was in all that sort of space. So he's like, drugs are bad, must take down all the criminals. You know how it be with these solo Lone Ranger, lone wolf agents, do it for their glory. So he obviously receives a bit of a backstory.
And he's been undercover before, so this is not new.
Yeah, no. He's like, I'm the best at this job. Like, this job is for me. I'm going to be the one to take him down. Very arrogant and pretentious, but I suppose if you do a fucking good job, I'd pay it. So yeah, so his alias is named Bradley Welsh. Very Irish. And he's obviously given like a not so elaborate backstory that differs from his obviously normal life. And then he is he has to move to, what's the place called? Kinland? No?
Kinland.
Kinland, yeah, that's right.
Because in Wizard of Oz, they go to Munchkinland.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not very familiar with that Wizard of Oz, like I've seen it a few times, the OG movies, but like nothing ever seemed to stuck. But that was lovely. I love that little tidbit, Kenzie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And they have a way into this, to get into the inner sanctum of this empire through a guy named Ezekiel O'Connor. He is important.
He is a double agent, if you will.
Yes, and he's also the Cowardly Lion, if you will. It took me forever to figure that out, but it's there.
Yeah, because he's trying to get out of the game.
Yeah. Oh, quick qualm that I forgot to mention early. There's a series of moments within the first few chapters where a character, this is only just me being nitpicky, alright, where a character would ask another character, like, are you hungry? Would you like some food? And the only response the other character gives is, I could eat. It happened like 3 times in the span of 4
I could
chapters.
Eat. It's like, I could eat. You could, but do you want to?
Yeah, I know, I could eat. It's like, just please, yes or no. Like, it drove me insane. So then, yeah, Braden is kind of introduced into the family sanctum, working for, what are their last names again? Jesus. Oh, Westerly.
Westerly.
Working for the Westerly family. He goes through a rigorous interview stage, of course. But there's a moment where he's in a meeting with Evie, Dorothy, and Ezekiel, and Evie recognizes him. This is the part where it kind of...
I know him.
Exactly, where it gets kind of unbelievable because he doesn't seem that good.
Yeah, the first red flag.
He doesn't seem that good at being undercover, in a way, because she recognizes him, and one of the main motifs throughout this entire book is that he is constantly lying to her, which is fair enough because you're undercover, but, like, she doesn't like.
But also, like,
that.
Yeah, as Evie, would you not be like, hello?
Says the psychotic murderer drug dealer. Lying is where I draw the line at murder, but lying to me, fuck off.
No, but
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, red flag because he's introduced as like Braden or some shit. I don't know.
Did I say
something
Bradley?
like that? I don't care.
I might have said Bradley instead of Braden. Oops, I don't know.
Anyway, not the point. And she's like, well, actually, no, you told me in the club that your name was Nicholas. And fair enough, like, he might have lied in the club. But the way he was so persistent on trying to get her name...
Yeah.
You would think that, like, he would have told the truth. Anyway, and so there's a few other things that come up where he lies, and she's like, stop lying to me. But then also, they find out that, like, there's a rat in their team, in their family, if you will. They're trying to figure out who the rat is. But it's like, here is this guy who... first off, lied about his name to you, and now you've called him out in all these other little lies. It's like, clearly this is the red flag of the century, and here's your rat.
This is where I think, yeah, surely in a believable scenario, like, he would be dead already as an undercover agent.
Yeah.
Like, no, he would be gone. But of course he was able to, I don't know, miraculously weasel his way out of suspicion. But yeah, it's funny because he says that he's the best, and even his boss is like, the reason why you picked for this job is because you are the best. But our evidence so far is that he's not that great, you know? And he becomes a little too immersed in this world too quickly, which in itself should draw suspicion. Like, yeah, he beat up one of the enemy mobs, the opposing mobs person, just because he's like, he disrespected you, I don't let that slide. But it's like, you're the new guy. You don't get to make the calls of bashing people.
He needed to prove that he was...
yeah, tough. Could
big
handle
tough
it.
Man.
Yeah, but sure. But that in and of itself should have been suspicious. Trying too hard to impress the boss. Trying too hard to be too immersive. It just goes to show how, like, naive Farrell Westerly is as well, I guess. Because of the whole, he's just allowing it to happen. It shows that he is not really much of the brains of the operation. He just provides the dosh.
Yeah, well, he gets Evelina to do everything.
The little botanist. And then Dorothy's out there trying to, I don't know, haphazardly learn the ropes.
Yeah, she's being the face of the business.
And that was Nick/Braden's initial kind of mission, is to, like, tail her and figure out what she knows. But then he obviously learns later on that Evie is the mastermind.
Yes, because his whole mission is to get the
supplier,
the provider of the drugs, the supplier. That's what I'm looking for. And then she eventually tells him that she's the one who makes it and stuff, because she has all her poppies, which is a good callback to the film, because the Wicked Witch of the West uses poppies to put Dorothy and Co to sleep. But also poppies are used to make opium and stuff.
Yeah, we have since learned that. That is on your Google, how does one make opium, or how is opium made?
I'm going to get arrested.
You're going to be put on a list.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good callback as well, though. I feel sorry for Emily McIntyre's Google search history. Like, how do I write this sort of thing, or how do I provide accurate...
Like, do you just Google first, like, sorry, I'm writing a book about murder and drugs. Like, ignore all these searches. Like,
yeah, if only. She's in incognito mode and hoping for the best.
Yeah, or like, how do you contact the FBI to be like, hello, like, I'm doing all these searches because I'm writing a book. Like,
yeah, please leave me be. And then basically,
okay,
yeah, so, go on. All right, qualm time.
You go. No, you go.
I was just gonna say.
I'll shut up. You go.
Kenzie, don't do it. I apologize. I'm sorry. I was just going to say, and a lot of the book is just really bouncing between missions and figuring out the rats in the Westerly Empire establishment. And then there is
a rat.
There is a rat. We'll get to that. And there is a little small subplot, I guess, of Evie trying to finding evidence of Dorothy killing her sister, or their sister. But that seems very under the radar, which I thought it was going to take more of a hold over the story, but no, other shit happens.
And then also, she just admits that she did it. She's like, I didn't mean to kill her.
Yeah.
But oopsies.
Oopsies,
And then it doesn't even say why she did it. It was just like, oh, she was destroying, like, the image of the family.
You know, we can quickly talk about the family dynamic before we get into your qualms, just because it circles back to that. It's like she killed Nessa because, yeah, apparently she was driving the Empire to the ground, and 2, Dorothy just wants Daddy's attention. And it seems like, no, I understand, like, the point of this sister trio is that there is that jealousy and the vying for the attention of your criminal dad who's been tucked away in the pen for God knows how long. But it seems like no one, the ominous pen, like, it seems like no one knows how to write a stable trio of sisters. But I've since learned that there has been one, which in the book series I'm currently reading. But yeah, and it's all about, like, that, you know, internalized misogyny towards each other, like the jealousy and the vying for father's attention, or the older sister has to take care of the family while, dad's in prison vibes. It's like, traumatized girls, no one can write them properly, or they're all just jealous of each other, and that sucks.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. But also, like, why can't we just write sisters as loving friends?
Sure. I don't know, I suppose when your whole livelihood is based on drugs and money and cash, like, you just want to outdo everybody. You want to outperform.
Yeah, I suppose.
And I suppose, they all have unique relationships with their father. Like, Dorothy has the, like, face of the company, daddy's little girl type of vibe, whereas, Evie is the mastermind.
Emily's keeping this company alive.
I know, but, like, it's going, she's realizing how unappreciative they actually are to her, and that's where a lot of her stress and resentment stems from, of course. And then Dorothy's just rubbing it in, because she's also, antagonizing her with the fact that, she killed Nessa, but
Yes. How dare she?
Okay. Do you have any other thoughts on the family dynamic? It's a weird one. It's fucked up.
I just don't like it.
And they're all murderous.
Yeah.
But I suppose for a dark romance retelling, you couldn't expect anything more. That's what you'd expect.
I mean, you could expect some normal shit, but...
You just... one sister just, like, gone to uni or something, college, just living life. Just living on the drug money.
She's an architect.
Oh, I'm sure we'll touch on this later, but... quick qualm, I guess. When villains, the only way you can humanize the villains is that they have to have an art interest. Or an artistic interest.
Oh, yeah.
But botany...
Evie's into botany.
Yeah, but botany is pretty
poultry.
nerdy. Poultry, but botany is also pretty nerdy in a way. Despite it being used for ill intention.
Yeah.
For the flying monkey.
Good.
But yeah, anyway, that's just
shall
funny.
We get into my list?
Let's go into your qualms. Your list. It is a long list. It is a very glorious list.
When Nick... I'm just going to call him Nick because I forget his undercover name, and also I don't care.
Fair enough.
When Nick's cock got hard at her bare face without makeup. Okay, 2 things. I hate the word cock.
Yep, I agree. It's gross.
I hate the word cock, I hate the word pussy, and I hate the word cunt, like in reference to a vagina.
Yep, I agree. It's gross, disgusting.
Let's just use penis or dick. Like, dick is fine. I like dick. Because you can't just be like, oh, my penis is hard. Like, say dick. My dick got hard. Okay. Second, I am so over this, like, narrative in society in general, I guess, that, like, women are... Like, you don't need makeup. You're so much more pretty without makeup. Like, it's ethereal. And it's like, most of the time, like, when I put makeup on, I'm not doing it because, like, I want to look pretty. It's like, oh, I'm going out somewhere really nice. And, like, I want to feel nice for myself. And, like, I feel nice without makeup. But, like, I want to take myself to, like extra level. And then the fact that, like, oh, she's, like, hot with makeup. But, like, his cock gets hard with her when she has a bare face. Like,
yeah,
she's just so, like, plain and, like, looks amazing. Like, I hate it.
Yeah, I get that. I think that also comes from, I think even Dorothy says that she's unattractive and all that stuff inherently. And then it doesn't justify how he reacts, but yeah, he's just also acknowledging the fact that she is, like, naturally beautiful and all that. But the whole, cock getting hard at that fact alone is gross and silly, and how is this man written by a woman, you know?
I know. Alright, do you want my next
Yes, I would like
item?
your item on the agenda.
The reciting of poetry while eating her out.
Yeah, look, that was a little bit too far-fetched as well, you know? And, like, what are the odds that they know each other's, like, level of poetry knowledge? I suppose he did explain it.
I'm all for well-read men, and I like a man who reads books or whatever, and, like, I don't care if you read poetry, that's fine. But, like, let me sweetly talk to your vagina as I'm eating you out. Like, let me bring you to orgasm through...
my words
of poetry.
Words of affirmation, in a way? Long-winded affirmation?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, I've never looked at a penis and been like, you know what, I'm going to recite some poetry.
Yeah, look.
That's just me, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, there might be someone out there. Who knows? But yeah, as I said about the whole, every villain needs, like, an artistic interest. Poetry is a little bit far-fetched for this type of situation. And poetry is the only plot device to, like, humanize Evie, as well as, I guess, Nick, bring him back to his roots, back to his mother, almost. But, like, it's a little bit too far. I don't know if you're going to bring this up in regards to, like, just intercourse. Can we talk about real quick the gunplay that happened? How fucking bizarre. I didn't know when we were going to bring it up. So, like, what the fuck?
They're in an alley. You talk about it.
In an alleyway. I don't know. I think they must have had an argument or something. They're up against the wall. Evie has, like, her eyes closed, and they're, like, he's, like, kissing her neck and stuff and just caressing her. And then here comes the gun coming out, and it starts caressing her inner thighs with the gun, and he's talking about how there are people watching us and people fantasizing about this situation to themselves, like men are feeling themselves up and all that type of stuff. And, like, just extra mentions of just the gun getting in there, and it was just so gross. And
let's not play around. He inserts the gun into her pussway.
Yeah, pussway. I love that. Yeah. And just,
like,
it would be
that's
cold.
clunky. Have you ever seen a gun? That would hurt.
It would hurt, and it's cold. Guns have, like, ridges and stuff.
I'm just imagining, like, a monster mouth just being like around it, like just sucking it in.
And, like, there was a moment where he was like, I wonder if the safety's turned on or not. And, like, that was an extra turn on to them.
No worries. I'm just going to shoot up her vagina into her internal organs.
What a way to go, though. Unique. But yeah,
what a way to go.
But yeah, in all the books that I've read that had bizarre levels of, like, smut or BDSM or whatever, like, gunplay is something I never expected would have ever been written in my life. Yeah. And I wish I unsaw it.
There's actually an episode of Grey's Anatomy where, like, someone had a gun in their vagina because they were trying to smuggle it into prison.
Oh, I mean,
for their like, baby daddy.
I mean, that's different.
Anyway, and it went off.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Oh. They survived. It was fun, but
in the scene they were talking about how, you know, at the very end of, like, maybe a handgun, there's, like, a little, I guess, a crosshair indicator of where you're gonna aim. Specific description of that being on her clitoris and all that type of stuff, and it's like. Yeah. Like, the ridges would be pretty sharp, and the gun would be cold. Like, come on.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, I just, am not into, like, not explicitly sexual items being used in a sexual manner.
But honestly, I never thought I'd read about, like, a gun being used as part of sex ever, so... And then Nick also lied about these people and their voyeurism as well, which was, I guess, because she was getting extra turned on in that moment, like with the prospect of people watching this happen to her. But then, obviously, he lied again. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't know if we were going to bring it up. And it was just so gross and bizarre. And the weirdest thing, I wish I've unread that part, you know. It's crazy.
I wish I unread it. Wish I could burn my eyes out.
Can I just yeah, exactly. Just cauterize the eyes.
My next qualm. Fucking with a wire on.
Yes.
Let's discuss.
I completely forgot that was one of your qualms. I mean, the man has to have his wire on 24/7.
Okay, no he doesn't, because surely there's a time when you get back to your safe house or whatever and you have a shower and, like, what if you need to have a wank? Like...
Stiff shit. The FBI is going to hear you. Or
and,
the
like,
DEA.
obviously he's not working 24/7. Like...
I mean, sometimes, I guess. It depends. But there was never...
I mean, sometimes, but I don't think this calls for it.
There was never a lot of times where there was, like, a safe house in general. Like, he never spent a lot of time there. A lot of his time was with the Westerlys.
But I feel like it was, like, the motel or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, but... I don't know.
Because it's like where's he sleeping at night?
I don't know. We'll never know because it was never said.
Exactly. So I feel like there was a time, and so not only was it the first time that he fucked with a wire on, and then Seth was like, "What are you doing? Like, you're in too deep or whatever." But then, like, all the other times, like when he shoved a gun in her punani, like he had a wire on.
Yeah. Look, I know. You're so scared.
And, like, imagine being the person who has to, like, go through that to, like, get the information.
Yeah, like, the poor guy. He never asked for this. He never consented to this. Yeah, look, I get it. And it's, in a way, exposing yourself if you're going too deep in terms of relationship and, like, love territory as well. You're just compromising yourself even more. Like, yeah, he should have been pulled out, you know, of this mission since day dot.
Okay, my next one is Cody is Oz, but also a double agent, question mark, question mark, question mark. Yes,
I feel like there were too many little twists and turns, you know? I think maybe Cody being FBI seemed a bit too much.
Yeah, because, like, I didn't clock him being sus, because first he's like, oh, like, I came back, like, to do this job or whatever, and then, like, I thought that they were just friends.
Yeah, like, why not have best buds?
Like, haha, like, they'd be shocked to find out you were Oz. And then, yeah, he's just been, like, collecting information. It's like, surely he would have enough information, but I guess they're all about who's the supplier.
It was all about getting to the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Getting inside the greenhouse.
And then, yeah, when she finally revealed herself.
Also, I'm going to expose myself for being a moron. Despite Evie spelling it out for us that he's, like, the Wizard of Oz, it took me until our first recording for Kenzie to yell at me saying that he was Oz, so... Because I said something stupid.
Yeah, we're like, who's the character? And you were like, oh, I guess this person's Oz. And I was like, no, it's literally spelled out for you. It's literally Gwizzy.
But yeah, I think, yeah, like, this book has a bit of twists and turns in the sense that, like, yeah, Nick pretty much chose Evie's safety over anything else in the end, etc. But then, yeah, Cody just being a part of the FBI and being an extra double agent. I mean, it makes sense that way, you know, you can have multiple avenues of acquiring info, but it was too much in this
also
book.
Like, so yeah, Nick is an agent, Ezekiel is an agent, Liam's a rat.
Yeah, Liam's cousin's a rat.
And then Liam cousin's a rat. So it's like, what? It's like, you're not...
the Westerly Empire is in disarray.
Yeah, you are not running a succinct operation here.
No. No one's on the same page. The wire thing, controversial. Should not have worn it. And there was a moment where, because they were trying to suss out the rat, and Farrell was like, all right, we have this equipment that could detect a wire, and then Nick got very antsy and anxious about it. So, like, did he ditch the wire, or did he just, like, not wear it sometimes? Because, like...
No, he just walked out because Evelina walked out or whatever, and so he just followed her.
And they didn't think to follow up, like, oh, we've checked everyone else for a wire, we need to check you?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, see, and that's the thing. I was like, they... glossed over several things.
Emily, why'd you have to do this book so dirty? Jesus Christ. It could have been great. Next qualm, Kenzie. Lay it on me.
Evelina making heroin. LOL.
Are you saying she can't do it, huh?
No, I'm saying that I feel like making heroin is an operation, is a production. Like, you need a team of people.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't
that's
have
right.
one person making heroin.
I mean, if the only one's smart enough to do it and have the botanist capabilities.
Down there looking after her puppies and shit.
They are her children. I suppose if you think about it, yeah, kind of like the Wicked Witch or whatever, you know, doing her own shit in Wizard of Oz by herself, essentially.
I know, but it just seemed unrealistic that, like,
it's a big operation.
Was supplying the entire operation, with all the drugs.
It just goes to show how small maybe Kinland is in terms of its drug clientele as well. Because they're obviously, a point in the book is they're wanting to expand, and in order to expand, they have to partner with the Cantonellis or whatever, which is their opposing drug business, mafia, of course.
They're also big enough that someone's cutting into their product, so they're popular enough that it warrants people being like, "Oh, I want to get in on this."
Yeah, I guess because it has a cool name, the colloquialism, the street name, the flying monkey. Like, would you choose that over just heroin? Don't answer that. I don't know. But yeah, even if he was saying, like,
when our parents warn us people are gonna offer you free drugs, we should preface it with only if it has a cool name, though.
Yeah, of course. But Evie was saying to her father, because he's getting a bit ambitious, she's like, look, let's just stay in our little pocket of the universe because it's working well. And that was ultimately their downfall.
Stay in our lane.
So that's the thing, like, no one listened to Evie being the mastermind, underappreciated, no one listened, no one gave a shit about her. Like, she has every right to be angry and just killing people, to be honest.
Alright, my next point is Dorothy killing Nessa. LOL.
Yes. Daddy's attention. She wanted to get Nessa out of the way. I think it was also probably that jealousy that she had towards Nessa and Evie's sisterly relationship as well, because they had quite a close one. But then we learned that Nessa was bringing Dorothy, I don't even know if this was a lie, bringing Dorothy on these boat trips, talking to the mayor and stuff, like, to learn the ropes. Yeah. So, like, they must have had a decent relationship. I don't know, it sucked, it was silly, I don't know, maybe it was one plot point too many, perhaps, but yeah, I don't know. Sucks that she killed her. And then, like, yeah, Evie, it was like, because Dorothy had to learn the ropes of the greenhouse shit. And so, with the new knowledge that, Dorothy did kill Nessa, Evie was just, like, putting up with her being in her greenhouse. Like, I wouldn't let that slide, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like my next point? Evelina killing Dorothy and her father, LeMayo.
I mean, it was always going to happen, though.
It was going to happen.
Took too long.
She didn't kill her dad. Ezekiel did, but not the point. She lured them into there. I was like, obviously this was going to happen, but it just was kind of glossed over, I guess. Like, she literally witted Dorothy. No, she put Dorothy in a vat of acid.
I love that, though. Is that not just, like, a callback to, like, the whole Wizard of Oz thing?
Yeah.
And, like, the melting. Yeah, that was so cool, though. But she was like...
Wow, way to steal the point I made last podcast.
Yes. Everything's up for grabs, Kenzie. It never happened. Where's the proof?
You don't even like the movie. I'll have it on my end.
He committed murder. What murder?
No, I was getting to that. Not again.
I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, Evie had that villainous monologue where she was, like, playing with her food. It's like, hurry up and just kill Dorothy.
Yeah.
And the father, I suppose, she had to lure her father there as well because of the whole, he has a stronger relationship with Dorothy in a way. And yeah, again, the whole, she feels underappreciated with all her hard work being the mastermind. And yeah, they have a tussle, and then Ezekiel eventually saves the day because he's not a coward anymore.
Good on Ezekiel.
And he doesn't want to end up like his father.
He's found his courage. Yeah.
Yes, and despite being stuck in this drug world.
Alright, next. I thought Nicholas's sister would have played a bigger role because she said after, like, because she was an addict or whatever, but she also said that she was a seller. So I thought that she would have, still been selling or something, and then he would have discovered that while he was undercover.
Yeah, that would have been cool, though.
Like, she might have come to, like, pick up product to sell or whatever, and he'd be like, what the fuck? And also I thought she might have been like selling like the cut product and stuff, and then because he went to visit her, and then Evelina like followed him, and he's like, it's my sister, like it's not a girlfriend, blah blah blah. So I thought that Evie might have like kidnapped her or something, and then he would have had to have chosen between Evelina and his sister.
That would have been a cool route to go. But she's just there to be like, well, I was an addict and I used to sell, but you still love me anyway. You helped me. Love wins, you know? She's that moral compass.
Gets into my next point of, he can still love his sister because she was an addict, but she's better now. And he can love Evie because even though she's murdered and tortured a lot of people, what murder?
Yeah. I agree. But yeah, pretty much she's just like, like, you can't help who you love almost, and like, you love me. But the difference is, was it Rosie? Isn't a fucking psychotic drug overlord, heroin botanist, you know? Like, there's some things that you just can't, you just have to cross the line and be like, look, I'm not gonna go there. But Nick went there.
I historically have said that I can forgive murder, so I'm with him.
Alright, sure. What about the murder? What murder?
Okay. And then my last one is the fact that he literally retired from being a cop after she murdered all those people.
He's like, I choose murder.
So let's, discuss the last couple of chapters, I guess.
I suppose, Evie was in the process of being arrested by old mate Cody, best friend, traitor, and then Nick ends up killing him to save her, and he allows her to run away. And this is after
so therefore he has crossed a line.
He has chosen which side of the world.
He has chosen murder.
Yeah, but this is when, like, Evie, like, knows the truth about Braden/Nick and the reason why he was amongst them and all that. She feels betrayed. There's that element of, like, she's never gonna forgive him. So she runs away and fucks off to Ireland because...
But she also has told him that...
Oh, that's right.
She loves him.
Yep. That's an implication in itself as well.
So she's like, I didn't mean for it to happen. And it's like, I guess it was the gun.
During the, like, epilogue, like, it took him to the epilogue to kind of say it back. So, like... Yeah, he never initially said it back, so that's that. He has that internal conflict of, because again, like, the drug world ruined his sister and his family. Like, how could he, like, love something that has destroyed his whole life almost? But he's just like a horny cop, is all he is, I guess.
So he's like, run, like, save yourself. I'll come and we'll find each other again. So then we get to. Oh, and then, he goes, like, to his boss or whatever, and he hands in his badge, and he's like, I'm out, like, see ya.
Too easy.
I feel like there should have been some sort of, like, post-case, like, debrief, like, into what went down.
It's like, you okay,
bud?
like
there should have been some repercussions. Like,
need some mental
obviously
health.
He wasn't going to be, like, I murdered someone, but yeah. And then they, like, keep trying to, like, get him back in the game after he's quit, but he's like, no. And then this is where I was shocked. It's 12 months later.
I liked this, though.
That it was 12 months because she needed time to grow on her own.
Yes. Her own little poppy plant she needed to grow. So, yeah, she fucked off to Ireland because Ireland is just a part of her, like, family heritage or something. There's a whole spiel about it. And then Nick remembers this element, so he hired a PI to try and find her. Then he finds her. They meet up. They have this kind of moment of not quite reconciliation, but there's an element of hope there.
Well, because she said, like, 12 months before, when she said to him that she was in love with him, she's like, I don't even know, like, your middle name or your favourite colour. And so, like, he walks up to her and he's like, hi, I'm Nicholas, white boy, whatever last name. My favourite colour is, I don't know, probably blue because he's stereotypical.
Book boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very cute in that sense.
It is cute, yeah. But there is that air of she hasn't quite forgiven him yet, or we don't know if she'll ever forgive him, but it is their chance to start over. And it's cute. It's cute that he went through all the effort to find her as well, despite everything.
Yeah.
And like Rosie or Rose lives with them as well for a little bit. It's a fun time.
And it's like, hi Rosie, this is my new girlfriend. She murders people.
Exactly. What murder? Oh, just quickly.
Okay, anyway.
I was just gonna say, there is a moment where like they don't seem to have a real genuine connection / conversation. Nick and Evie. The only real genuine conversations that they kind of have was when they're, I don't know, en route to somewhere and they're talking about the poetry, loving poetry, and how Nick talks about his mother, but also uses his non-backstory story. So he got a little sus as well from Evie, which also, like, you just fucked up your case, bro.
Yeah, a little sussy-wussy.
Yeah, but that seemed like the only genuine moment when they were connecting to each other was talking about their love for poetry, which is very silly and obscure, but whatever. But yeah, so ultimately, yeah, the love didn't seem that believable.
Anyway, that's the book. I hated it.
I wonder what your reasoning is, Kenzie. Nah, the gunplay really got me.
Yeah.
Got me good.
Should we get into the stars that listen?
We can, yes. Should I explain it? Or are we just going to leave it?
I think the people should know.
Alright, so the stars that listen, we are essentially picking one 1-star review and a 5-star review or equivalent in Goodreads just to suss out the general sentiment of this book. It's meant to be just like funny, lighthearted, not that serious. And we'll read the 1 stars first because we want to end on a positive note.
Even though I hated this book.
Even though she hated this book, yeah. It was a fun time. It's one of those things where like I can't be too harsh on a book. If it makes me giggle, automatic 4 stars, you know. Although the gunplay should have made it -5, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. You want to go first, or want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Also, we didn't dig too far to find these comments, so like they're just out there on the public forum. So.
Okay, so my first one, my 1 star is, I don't want to talk about it.
That's it. Nice and concise. Love to see it. My 1 star is DNF. Couldn't get into it no matter how hard I tried. I love the series by Emily McIntire, so this hurts me. Crying emoji. And the amount of different ways I've said McIntire, sheesh, hurts my soul. Your 5-star, Kenzie.
I couldn't find a 5-star, which, like, fair. So mine's a 3-star, and it just says, I support women's rights, but more importantly, I support women's wrongs.
Vibe, valid. I love that. I agree. Alrighty, my 5-star. Absolute perfection. I devoured this one from beginning to end. Completely hooked on Evie and Nick's story. Loved every minute of it. Can't wait for the next one in the series. Would have to respectfully disagree, but good on you. Love that.
Oh.
And that concludes this episode of Letterboxd Book Club, take 2.
That is all. Thank you for listening. As always, you can find us at on Instagram at letterbox_book_club, and from there you will find our link tree in the bio.
Link in
Claire,
the
you
bio.
don't need to explain where the link tree will take them.
I know, it's okay. I wasn't going to say anything. I learnt my lesson, alright?
I was waiting.
You fucking bullied me enough.
Because we've said it for like a year now.
You never know who might come across who don't know nothing about us. This is going to be the first episode someone listens to. And
I know, but like
what
if
the
they
fuck?
just go to Instagram, then they'll find everything.
I know, but still, I like letting the people know. Kenzie's bullying me. Alright, that concludes this episode. Catch you next week
Thanks
for
for listening.
The Cruel Prince. We're finally getting on it.
Woohoo!
I'm so keen for this one.
Claire's keen. I'm not, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. We're definitely going to be talking about that. Alright, catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.